Alright, hello and welcome everyone to this PS Euro Series qualifying session. We are here for round 2 at the Netherlands, and 18 drives today, so it's a very busy track, and I expect traffic to play a huge part in this qualifying session, as it is quite common around this track. The drivers will be setting their first lap times in this session at the moment, and Tommy PLR will be the first one of the drivers to cross the line. XX Crown Up guy getting a very nice toe. I believe this is Pato actually getting a very nice toe off Tommy on his lap, so goes quicker by almost 1.1 seconds. So the toe helping the McLaren there. Passion Jack also on the lap, but he's run wide through the final corner, and now this is going to give the Alfa Romeo, oh no, okay, I thought that Alfa was on the lap, but he's not. Passion Jack goes slowest of all, replaced in P3 by Passion Pareto, and then CRL Alex moves into P5, but looks like that was just a banker lap. Next cross line will be the Haas of Kisiek. He goes up into P3 with 112.623, quickly beaten by Rogue Flash 99's 112.2. So at the moment a huge gulf in the pace at the top, from Pato to the rest of the grid, but I'm sure that will be that will change as we go on later through the session. So the closest car to Pato at the moment is Tommy, who set the first lap of the session. So we just have to wait and see how the others do. Verify, who started on the front row last week, is now on the front row again here. Netherlands, as he actually spins coming out of turn 1. His teammate goes into P8 with the 13.5 aero. I believe maybe a reserve driver, or did not compete last week, as I don't recall him, but Makiek moves himself up into P2 with an 11.1, and then Prime Vizu goes into P8 with a 113.1. So not the quickest lap there. Passion instantly has gone purple through sector 2, so let's see what he can do final sector. Gets a bit on the curb there, so that will lose him a tiny bit of time, but he still has this long straight. Hopefully he can gain some time down straight, moves up into P6. Welcome to the stream, Valerio, sorry. I hope you will enjoy it tonight, and welcome Andrea as well. Fortunately I do not speak, I believe that's Italian, so yeah, I do not understand what he said, but welcome to the stream anyways. Next cross line will be verified into pit lane. So seeing a bit of a lull in this session now, as some drivers start to come into the pit lane. Aero will next be the next car into the pit lane, and then Prime Vizu. So no one on an outlap, lull in this session, as I said. Drivers just preparing for their second and third runs, but at the moment it's Pato who's on top by about 2 tenths at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see how this progresses later on in the session. But DTI Dykes is on an outlap, the Belgian driver, I believe, who unfortunately, that is Sierra Alex into the wall there, all of his front wing gone. DTI Dykes very unlucky last week, of course, got caught up in that incident on lap 1, the wet conditions, and he lost his tyre as he got tapped by Pato, I think, trying to go side by side on the exit of Eau Rouge and Rodillion. So did not work out for him last week, but hopefully it can work out for him this week, as he still is yet to set a lap time. I believe this will be his first lap in the qualifying session, so let's ride on board and see what he does. as enjoying the engine sounds of the AlphaTauri as he now comes to line and puts it in P4 and 11.2 for DTI Dykes, who slows down at turn 1. And whilst we were focusing on his app, VR Vogel has joined the session, and one other driver as well, I'm not sure who. Up to 20 drivers, and DTI Dykes is now into the wall. So doesn't look like he damaged his wing, but he has reversed on track into the way of Tommy PLR, who actually improved into P4 on his lap. Rocky moves up onto P13, Verify up to P6, Kiziek into P7. So that was not Verified, that was his teammate actually, who moved himself up into P14. But next to cross the line will be Adam Mattis Clark, but he's invalidated, so he's going to need to go again. Verify is on a lap now. He's about 4 tenths up through the first two sectors. So let's see how he does on the run to line. Can he move himself up into the top 5? Yes, he can. Goes into 5th. Let's cross ROP Prime Vizu, but looks like he's down in his sector time, so doesn't improve. Passion Jack next as well, also down in sector times. And then Makiek was on a lap, but marginally improved. Next to cross the line will be Tommy PLR, but he's coming to the pit lane. And then Pato, the current pole sitter, is also into the pit lane. So a lot of drivers backing out on their second. Passion Ferretti, no, that is his teammate Passion Chester actually starting a lap. Lexus Beast is finishing his lap though, so let's see what the McLaren can do as he moves up into P16. Moves up into P17, and he is bottom of the pack at the moment, but there's still plenty of time to change that, as VR Ken will be next to cross the line. What can he do in Alfa Romeo? He goes provisional pole with a 1:10.934, so he is the first man to displace Pato in this qualifying session, and it's looking good for the Alfa Romeo driver now, as Makiek will be next to cross the line and he's into the pit lane. So Pato now has to respond, because that is an amazing lap there by the Alfa Romeo. Let's keep an eye on Passion Chester as well. He's about 1.5 tenths up through the first sector split, the first 2 sectors, and plenty of time to improve on this lap here, as he's now coming around the final bend here and coming to the line. What can he do for Red Bull? He takes back provisional pole with a 1:10.9.26 for the Italian driver, moving himself just marginally clear of VR Ken and up onto the front row once again. Next to cross the line on a competitive lap will be Passion Instant, I believe. Sorry, that's my bad. Alex actually put a lap time to go 11th, but what can Passion Instant do? He moves himself up into 7th there. So a very respectable lap time for the Alpine driver. Prime Vizu it says he was a second up on his lap, but it looks like he's backed out actually. So not sure what's happened there. Sierra Alex has crashed at turn 3, so looks like he just lost it on the traction, and that's unfortunately the end of his qualifying session for tonight's race. But anyways, Tommy PLR will be the next to start a lap, I believe. Actually, VR Vogel putting a lap, but unfortunately for him, only put him in P19. Infamous SMG has retired in the pit lane for Mercedes, so he will be starting 20th and dead last in this session, as Passion Instant is round there at turn 9 entry to 10. So unfortunate there. Passion Rockins on an out lap, Aeros also on a in lap, I believe, and he's going to give Passion Ferretto quite a nice slipstream, as the Red Bull is going to be the next one to cross the line. What can he do? Only P11 for Passion Ferretto. He will not be happy with that lap, but due to how short the track is, he will definitely have time to come in and do another lap. Next cross the line will be Passion Instant, but pulls into the pit lane. DTI Dykes is on a lap as well for AlphaTauri, but is unfortunately invalidated, and Tommy PLR has backed off on his lap. So once again, a bit of a lull in this session, but VR Vogel is on a lap. No, he's an in-lap actually. And there's a Ferrari off at turn. Oh, that is Passion Rocking. He is out of the session. I did not realize this. So Passion Ferretto overtakes his stricken car. So Passion Rocking will not be starting any higher than P17. So he will not be happy with that one there, as now everyone is either in the pits or on an outlap for what will probably be their final flying run of the session. So you'll have to wait and see how it goes for the drivers here as we now head towards the end of this qualifying session. Passion Ferretto is coming to pit lane, so that means Prime Vizu will be the first one to lay down the marker. If I remember correctly, had a good qualifying session at Belgium, but so far in this qualifying session it hasn't really clicked for the Alfa Romeo driver, but he can still put that Alfa Romeo up into the top 5, which I'm sure is exactly what he'd like to be, right alongside his teammate, preferably on the front row. But through the first sector he's about 8 tenths up, so this is very nice lap time from the Turkish driver so far, as he now heads into sector 2, navigating turn 8 before turn 9, hitting the brakes just before the 50 meter board, and getting the car nicely rotated before this turn 10, which seems to go on forever, down into 4th, get the rotation nice and hit the DRS as soon as possible. Now going to the end of sector 2, let's see a split 1.2 up, purple through the second sector. He's now rounds turn 12, now heads to the final 2 corners. Turn 13, make sure you get as close to the inside curve as possible without touching it, and maximize the outside curve, which he didn't quite do. But around the bend, what can the Alfa Romeo driver do as he comes to the line? Can he go onto the front row of the grid? No, he can't. Goes into P3 with 1:10.950, a very respectable lap time there. Next cross the line will be the Alpha Tauri, sorry, of Rogue Flash, but unfortunately for him he's invalidated. Tommy PLR crosses the line. He was on an outlap, so didn't improve. But Kisiek up into P8 now with a nice lap for the Haas team. He does have the benefit of Prime Vizu and Kisiek going out early is that they can stay on an extra lap and recharge the batteries and go for it again if needed. But I don't think Prime Vizu will. Maybe he might go for it again, but we'll have to wait and see. Passion Jack though is starting the lap, and Pato is only just leaving the pit lane. This is very late to be leaving the pit lane. Just hopefully the traffic doesn't mess him up on his lap. But quite a few drivers on laps here. Animatics Cly, Tommy PLR is in the second sector and getting towards the end of his lap. Verifies just started his. So right on board with Tommy PLR here. He's going to get a bit blocked by the Aston Martin of Aero, but not too much. Didn't really affect his lap time, as he's now going to be this will be his final lap of the qualified session, so he has to make it count. Tommy PLR to the line, only P8 for the Williams driver, so that is not what he would have wanted. Unfortunately, the best he can do. Prime Vizu looks like he's going for it again in the Alfa Romeo, so be interested to see what he does. Animatics Clyde will cross the line now, only into P8. Makiek will start his lap. The next Haas car to cross the line will be VR Bogle, also an outlap. Dieter Dykes is out of the session. He has crashed at looks like he's crashed coming out of turn 7. Next to cross the line will be Passion Incident, but he's on an outlap. So now all the final laps will be starting to trickle in. Verified will be the first one of the drivers to cross the line, and then I believe that is Pasha Chester behind him. Aero's been disqualified from the session. Verify up into P6. Passion Chester, what can the provisional pole man do? He's 2 tenths up through the first set, and he's done a 1:10.685. That is a way to lay down your lead. What can his teammate do? Can he move himself up into the top 5? No, he can't. Stays 13th. Marginally improves though on his lap time. Can Tommy PLR do anything? Looks like he's No, yeah, it looks like he's backed out. Next cross line will be Rogue Flash for AlphaTauri. His team is unfortunately DNF from the session, so cannot improve. What can Rogue Flash do? Up into P10 is the best he can do. Next cross line will be VR Ken. Improves by a tenth, but it's not good enough for pole. Actually invalidated in that lap, it looks like. So, not good enough from the Alfa Romeo. VR Vogel moves himself up into P10. So, the man who started on pole last week only starts 10th here in Zandvoort, and I believe Passion Instant will be the last car to cross the line. He's unfortunately backed off on his lap. No, actually, I've forgotten all about Pato. What has the Pato? Oh, he's not been doing very well. He's unfortunately lost his front wing, so that will be the end of this qualifying session. His verify is not improving. So Passion Chester is on pole for Red Bull Racing. An amazing qualifying session for him. The two Alfa Romeos run up in P2 and P3. They'll be happy with their performance in this qualifying session. Pato and Makiek round out the top 5. And the big surprise is last week's pole sitter and race winner as well starts in P10. So be interested to see how he can do a bit further down the pack than he was last week. But we did see that amazing drive after the spin on lap 1. We saw that amazing comeback drive to take a well-deserved win. So a bit interested to see what he can do. Also to see what the two Alfa Romeos can do. They'll be hoping to get a good start, get one driver in front of Passion Chester and one directly behind. Or if possible, both in front. But if one is at least in front, they can definitely play with the strategy there and force Passion Chester into doing something he doesn't want to do. But anyways, I'll run you through the qualifying orders. Passion Chester on pole, VR Ken and Prime Vizu in P2 and P3. The Finns lock out P2 and P3. Pato starts in P4 alongside Prime Vizu. Makiek in 5th. Verify 6th. Dieter Dyke starts in 7th. Adam Mattis Klein 8th. Tommy PLR and VR Vogel round out the 5th row. Rogue Flash Kisiek start 11th and 12th. Passion Instant, Passion Ferretto, All Passion Esports 7th row. Ciara Alex and Passion Jack 15, 16. Passion Rock in and Alexis Beast in P17 and 18. And it is infamous SMG and Aero who round out the grid for today's Dutch Grand Prix, as we're now going towards the race start. And it'll be interesting to see how things progress. I'm not sure if there's any rain forecasted for today's race, but off the start here looks all nice and dry, so hopefully it can stay dry, as the whole race was wet last week. So you have to wait and see how this race progresses. There's always a chance for rain, of course, later on in the race, and just like we saw in the real life race, safety cars will be crucial in this week's race. So whoever times it to perfection will be the one that comes out on top. But formation lap now, Passion Chester will lead us away here for the first time this season, and he's gone for the mediums. Interestingly, so we have a split tie decision here. So Passion Chester's gone for the mediums out in front, looking to get a good start, get a good pull away. And then two Alfa Romeos and Pato have both gone for the all three of them have gone for the hard combat tires. And then you have to wait until P10 VR Vogel to see the hards again. Everyone from Makiek to Tommy PLR on the mediums. VR Vogel has also started on the hards, following the Alfa Romeos and Pato. Rogue Flash and Kisiek both on the mediums. Passion Instant starts in P13 on the hards. And then the rest of the grid has gone for the mediums. So only 5 drivers here in the whole grid on the hard compound tires. So they'll have to be alert here on this race start. Of course, the mediums will get the better grip off the start, and they'll be all over the hard compound tire runners in the first few laps. But that is the pain you have to take if you're going to try make the alternate strategy work. I believe a medium to soft is possible, but you have to stretch your tires pretty far. Hard to soft should definitely be possible, so I presume That is what VR Ken, Prime Vizu, Chrono, Pato, and Passion Instant and VR Vogel all aim for, as Tommy PLR has spun on this lap, and so has Rogue Flash as well. So Rogue Flash has left the session. Okay, so hopefully VR Ken's been disqualified, Passion Jack also, and Passion Instant all disqualified, but hopefully Rogue Flash can get back into this session. I unfortunately don't have him as a friend, so I can't invite him back. But I hope we can get back in before the race starts. But anyways, we are going towards 5 red lights for round 2 here in the PlayStation Euro Series. Who will carry on their hot form or redeem themselves from round 1? We'll have to wait and see as we go towards 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. It's a good start for VR Ken on the hardcore tyres, and he's going to be possibly challenging Passion Chester in towards turn 1, but Passion Chester manages to keep the lead, verifies up into P4s. There's a bit of contact near the back as now Pato has fallen down behind Verify, and there's the 2 Hasses, and someone is off at the back. That is Alex there, and Kisiek. They've made contact somewhere over the lap. Tommy PLR as now DTR Dart is going to go for the move on Makiak, and he's going to get spun around once again. So deja vu from Belgium. Luckily this time it's not a race ending collision for the AlphaTaurians. Oh, Alex had to back out there due to the doubt of whether DTR Ducks' car would ghost, but Alex is actually just spun again, so he's out, falling back down into P20. So good start for the Alfa Romeos, who've managed to keep their 2-3 despite being on the harder compound tyre. Pato will not be all too pleased with that start, as Lexus B's had an opportunistic move down the inside of VR Vogel, which did not work. Infamous SMG again past Rogue Flash, and Passion Instant making the move past Passion Rockin', as DTI Dykes will now be looking over the back of Kisiek. The Passion Chester, this is exactly what he needed to do. Amazing start from him. Already almost 1 second. Passion Jack has crashed at the final corner, and he's not out of the session, but he has lost all his wing, and it's a virtual safety car, I believe. So this neutralizes things for all the drivers here in the pack. Allows those who use a lot of ERS on lap 1 to save it, and also save fuel for those who underfueled here, as Kisiek's into pit lane for new soft compound tyres. So that's definitely a 2-stop from Haas. Passion Jack is in for the hards. Not sure how long the hards can go, but maybe he could try opportunistic strategy to try get to the end. Same with Alex here, as all 3 drivers are in for new wings, but yeah, not too much change. Verify making it past Pato. Lexus Beast has also climbed a few positions from where he started, I believe. Yes, he's gained 9 positions, so amazing start for the McLaren there, which I completely did not notice. Amazing, really good start. Infamous SMG also a very good starter here, making up 8 positions. But anyways, we are back to green, and Infamous SMG is looking all over the back of Williams, and oh, he's lost it. All into the wall is Infamous SMG, and all his good work at the start has been undone. Luckily for him, he's not out of the session. Passion Jack has instantly crashed on his hard compound tyres, but now VR Ken has an Aston Martin to deal with, because Prime Vizu has been overtaken by Verify already. So Alfa Romeo blockade, so to speak, has fallen apart already here on lap 2, and sorry, on lap 3, and the first medium tyre runner has managed to get past. So let's see what Verify can do against VR Ken, who's already fallen 1.2 off of the race leader Passion Chester. 1.3 now, as Passion Jack is into, he's going very slow out of the final corner, and Alex overtook him. Infamous SMG in for new hards after his spin, but could have a battle brewing here between Passion Ferretto and Passion Instance. Passion Instance going to go down the inside, down to turn 11, gets it nicely hooked up on the brake, and moves himself up into up into P12 with towards P11. Passion Jack has spun again here on the exit of turn 3, as now the race leaders all head down towards Tarzan corner. Turn 1 here at the Netherlands, as Road Flash is luckily for him back into the session, as Road Flash, we have a moment side by side between Tommy PLR and Lexus Beast. And Lexus Beast having to back out, and Tommy PLR's actually lost it on the traction there, coming out of the corner. So unfortunately almost baited into a mistake there by the McLaren drivers, using his good race experience to just be patient and wait for the mistake. But now Aero's all under pressure from the AlphaTauri of DTR Dykes, is all on his gearbox, and surely he's going to make a move. Rogue Flash is now back into session and driving, which is good news. Down into towards turn 9, DTR Dykes is going to go for it on the brake. He's going to have to hang it around the long way on turn 10, and unfortunately there's contact there, and Iro is spun round by the AlphaTauri driver. But now back in the fight for P2, can verify. Used a lot of ERS here already, but unfortunately not making an impression on the Alfa Romeo, and the DRS train begins up front, very similar to what we saw in real life, a DRS train at the top. And actually verify, oh my god, Pasha Chester's binned it. Pasha Chester's lost it out of turn 3, and now all his hard work's been undone. The pole position, the perfect start, he's now down into P9, P10 even, as Pasha Insta gets past it, and that is heartbreak for the man who was leading the first 4 laps of this race. Verify actually got past VR Ken, and then as soon as he did that, there was a spin for Pasha Chester. So now Verify leads this Dutch Grand Prix, as Tommy PLR is off at the back again. But Passion Chester will be absolutely fuming with that one. He will not be happy to have made a personal mistake, which now drops him into the clutches of Passion Instant and Passion Chester, and even his teammate now is only a second or so behind. So he will not be happy, as that is Lexus Beast off into the wall at the last turn, losing it on the curb, which is very easy to do. But if you're Alfa Romeo, Passion Chester looks like he got damage, so he's in. If you're Alfa Romeo, you are very happy with the start at the moment. Yes, you might have lost the race lead after Passion Chester lost the car, but you're on P2 and P3, as both AlphaTauris make a pass for Passion Rockin'. Not the best day in the office for the Ferraris at the moment, but you're on P2 and P3. You have the DRS, and you could just conserve tyres. You even have a buffer of another hard compound tyre runner in Pato behind you. So if you are Alfa Romeo, you are loving this situation, but Prime Vizu having a moment out of turn 10, and that's a heart-in-mouth moment for the Alfa Romeo driver. Sure, a few expletives would have been thrown out there in panic, but Aaron now is all over the back of Pasha Chester, who's made his pit stop onto the hard compound tyres. And I'm wondering, like 30 laps on the hards, is that too much to ask of the tyres? I think Passion Chester, I mean, with the pace he has, not sure how his time management is, but with the pace he had when he was leading, I think he could definitely make it to the end of the race on a decent pace. But unfortunately for VR Ken and Prime Vizu, the problem is Prime Vizu is not quick enough to stick with the 2 leaders, and now has fallen out of the DRS range, as Rogue Flash and his teammate are having a duel here. But Rogue Flash smartly backs out in towards turn 2 and 3, and concedes the position to his teammate DTR Dykes, as Passion Jack is off again at turn 9. So a really tough day in the office for the Ferrari driver. Prime Vizu has done well to get back within the DRS now on this lap. The last thing he needs is a DRS train breaking up, because that leaves him vulnerable to those behind him. But these guys are now coming up to lap Passion Jack, as there's another spin there for Lexus Beast. He's gone wide out of turn 9. So 7-car DRS train up front. Oh, Verify's lost it out of the final corner. Verify has spun, and now all of his hard work has been undone as well. So now it's an Alfa Romeo 1-2. The race leaders keep spinning here, and unfortunately for Verify, he's now down to P7, and Passion Instant could be having him here in towards turn 1, but for him, nothing doing. Thankfully, it doesn't look like he's gotten damaged. So the 7-car DRS train I was talking about before the spin is now a 6-car DRS train, but the spin has caused VR Vogel to fall out of DRS range of Mackie X. So maybe we could see a split up in the train unless VR Vogel has a really good sector 2. Is now DTR Dykes is already on the back of Passion Ferretto, as nice move there from Kissiet to get past Aero on the medium compound tyres. But anyways, back at the front, VR Vogel's not managed to get back within the DRS of Mackie X. So now this is going to leave him vulnerable to the Alpine behind. Is all Passion Ferretto is basically being pushed through the corner by DTR Dykes, as DTR Dykes now gets a DRS and makes the move easily on the Red Bull in towards turn 11. No contest, no real fight put up there. And now the two Alfa Romeos, this is perfect for you. Pato has so much less ERS, and I'm wondering, obviously they won't know this driving unless they have the stream up, but Pato has so much less ERS. I'm wondering if they both burn ERS just a bit, because Pato won't be able to respond, and there is road crash getting past Passion Ferretto. But if they burn the ERS just a bit to push out of DRS range, then they can lead in the 1-2 and just control the pace, because even if they use a tiny bit of their ERS, Pato won't be able to respond due to his lack of ERS. And VR Vogel has run wide at turn 7, so lost time there. Passion Ferretto is round on the exit of turn 3, and lot of spins here today so far in this race, as the top 4 have now broken away officially from Adam Matiskai and VR Vogel. Didn't help that VR Vogel was falling off the pace, but his his off at turn 7 put the final nail in the coffin, as the two Williams drivers are going side by side here through turn 1, 2 and 3, and Passion Rockin' or Passion Jack is off again at the back, not having the best race of his life, I must say. But still plenty of time to go in this one, still plenty of time for a comeback, as Passion Instant gets close to Verify in towards turn 1, but not close enough. Meanwhile, the two Williams cars are still very close together through the second sector, and I'm sure we'll be fighting it out again down the main straight. Now we head down towards turn 7 with the leaders. VR Vogel, the personal best, sector 1. Passion Ferretto's into the pit lane. Not too much action here at the front. The DRS train at the front, of course, but apart from that, not too much happening. The action's really happening here between for P18 and P19 between the two Williams drivers. Is now Tommy PLR is going to go to the inside of his teammate Adam Matiskai, has unfortunately spun, and now that is a late move back down the inside by Ciara Alex, but Tommy PLR saw it coming and comes off the position. It was both Williams jump up in position from Passion Ferretto's pit stop. Unfortunately for Adam Matiskai, he spun I believe at turn 9 or turn 10. Now he's back down into P8, and Pato here, VR Kel is not quick, is too quick for his teammate, and Prime Vizu cannot stay within the DRS, and VR Kel is definitely not waiting for his teammate to catch up to him, and he's trying to get as far away as possible as he can. So this is actually going to leave his teammate a bit exposed, as that is Adam Matiskai off again at turn 3. He's turn 2 even in the entry to turn 3. Luckily, it doesn't look like he's picked up any damage, but he's lost even more time. He's now fallen behind the AlphaTauri of DTR Dykes. He's now back up into P8. But by VR Ken driving off into the distance like this, he's leaving his teammate exposed to Pato. The good thing for Prime Vizu, the Finnish driver, is that Pato doesn't have a lot of ERS, so Prime Vizu can burn some if needs be to defend, as Alexis Beast is going to be looking down the inside, Passion rocking, of course, after his spin in the early laps of this Grand Prix. Haven't seen too much of the McLaren driver, as the two Williams are still nip and tuck there in P18 and P19. Alexis Beast was looking to have a good exit off turn 13, but unfortunately that is not what he got, as he ran a bit wide and into the gravel, and now he's falling 1.7 behind the Ferrari in front. So not ideal there for the Williams driver, sorry, the McLaren driver, who is going to have to try and do better to keep up. Prime Vizu, although I said he was falling off the DRS, he's actually done pretty well. He's pretty close again, as Sierra Alex has binned it coming out of pardon me, coming out of turn 12. Lost the rear end, and they're the leaders nearly with him, and this is good situation for Alfa Romeo. Pato is, unfortunately for him, falling out of the DRS range now of Prime Vizu, unless he's in it, which he isn't. But unfortunately for Prime Vizu, he's not in the DRS range. I think if you're Alfa Romeo, you have to tell, as Road Crash has gone for a spin there. He actually boxed onto New Sauce, which I missed. But I think if you're Alfa Romeo, you tell VR Ken to slow down a bit, give Prime Vizu the DRS, and then work together to push away from the rest of the pack. It would be a good idea, but obviously Pato is going to be keeping them honest. Makiek, the only medium tire runner in the top 5, he's not been able to really challenge the guys in front. I mean, been stuck in the DRS train, so finding it difficult, of course. And Prime Vizu has either had a really good sector 1, or VR Kent has heard what I've been saying is Road Crash out. Oh, okay, he's retired in the pit lane. I thought that was a crash on track. Unfortunately, fortunately for him, it is not. But that is the first retirement of tonight's race, and Prime Vizu is now into the DRS of VR Ken. So now these two Alfa Romeos can push away from Pato and Makiek, who will fall into battle with each other, as Pato will not have the DRS assistance from in front of him. Alexis Beast now is caught back up to Prashan Rockin after his little moment at the final corner. Unfortunately, cannot make a move into turn 11, but with the Dutch crowd behind him, hopefully he can spring an attack here into the Tarzan corner if he gets a good exit off of turn 13 and round the banking on turn 14, which he does do. You can have the DRS, not too much ERS to play with though, a lot more for the Ferrari in front, but it's going to be very equal as they head down towards turn 1, pulls out to the right, down the inside, and Passion Rockin tried to go way too late on the brakes, and unfortunately for him, he has now lost out to the Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri driver of, what am I saying? The McLaren driver of Lexus Beast, and has an AlphaTauri behind him, who's closing up quite quickly, and that is DTI Dykes is now at the front. The gap only 4 tenths, and the gap to Pato is now 1.7. So what I was saying before about using each other, using DRS to push away, looks like they've listened, and they are doing quite a stellar job out front there. And Makiek is going to trigger the undercut, so he's going to come in here for the Mercedes team, and he's onto the set of the hard compound tires, so medium to hard here in this race for Makiek. Let's see what he can do in the remainder of this race. Passion Instant will also, so the top 5 now are all the people who started on the hard compound tires. So it looks like the hard compound tire gamble has paid off. So far it has paid off, but we have to wait and see how it does over the rest of the race. Makiek has come out in a nice bit of clean air, so he can push on, put in some good lap times, and hope to trigger the undercut. That's VR Bogle from P4. He's crashed. Well, he's spun here. He's spun, and then he's retired on track when he's running in P4. Okay, so A, I don't know if there's a penalty for retiring on track, but Steels will need to look at that one. B, he spun from P4 and then just instantly decided to retire the car when there's still 20 or so laps left to go. There's still always DTR Dice tries to go for an opportunistic move down the inside of the Ferrari. Unfortunately for him, gets tapped around. But I don't understand why he's retired. There's still like 20 odd laps to go, and there's still a lot that could happen in this race. But Rage retiring there from the Haas, who's now becomes the second DNFE of tonight's race after VR Vogel. So the race winner from Belgium cannot carry on his hot streak, and looks like all his pace from Belgium has just disappeared, as that is a Red Bull round at the final corner, I believe. No, I am wrong. That is Sierra Alex around at the final corner, and that has actually triggered another VSC. So Makiek is not going to be happy because he's just boxing new tires. But what is a lot of people now pulling into the pit lane? What will the leaders do? Because they're all still on the hard combat tires. I presume most of them will just stay out. But I won't be surprised if we see one come in for a cheap pit stop onto the mediums. But it will be a long time to try to stretch the mediums. And both Alfa Romeos are in. So is Pato. So the top three all into the pit lane. Prime Vizu is going to get held up here with the double stack by his teammates. Going to get held up massively, and this could be crucial for Pato as Pato gets a clear pit stop. VR Ken's gone. Prime Vizu is still in the lane, and yep, he's been jumped by Pato. So Prime Vizu, unfortunately for him, is now falling behind Pato and into P3. Passion Instant also in at the front. Makiek is going to be fuming here. He's lost so much time because of this VSC, and if he'd stayed out a few more laps, he could have benefited from it. But unfortunately for him, he's now quite far behind the top three. But can those mediums go 20 laps? Everyone who's so it's actually been upgraded to a full safety car. So still a long way to go on the mediums for all these drivers, but it has given them the guys who box the mediums now a bit of an advantage, as they don't have to stretch the medium tires as far into where they don't have to do as many racing laps on those medium compound tires. So VR Ken leads if you're just joining us. It's been an interesting race. Passion Chester took pole position before she spun on lap 4, I want to say, and then Verify took over the lead from him and then also spun, and that gave Alfa Romeo a nice 1-2, and they were dominating up until the point Sierra Alex spun at the back and triggered this safety car, and unfortunately for them, they had to double stack, and now Prime Vision I don't think Prime Brazil will be too happy with that one, but that's just how it works here. It's better to come in than have to stay out on those old hard compound tires and then pit later and fall behind a lot of drivers. So he's still very quick, so he'll be looking to get back into P2 as quick as possible. Hopefully if Alfa Romeo coordinate their restart perfectly, then he'll be able to get the jump on Pato, but that will be we'll have to wait to see how that works out. For those of you that were not with us last week, VR Vogel of course took the race win ahead of the two Alfa Romeos, Prime Visit MP2, VR Chem P3, and then it was Makiek who finished in 4th, which is where he's currently running, and Alexis Beast rounded out the top 5 for McLaren. It was in P6 was Tommy PLR, then Passion Jack in P7, Passion Instant in P8, P9 for Passion Ferretto, and P10 for Pato. So that will be the championship standings, the top 10 in the championship, as we've only completed one race so far. But anyways, of course, if you are not familiar with the calendar for the season, round 1 was Belgium, that took place last week. Round 2 is Netherlands, which we are currently spectating right now. Next week is at Italy for round 3. We're going to Monza, and then we have our first race sprint at Miami for round 4, and then we head to Spain for round 5 and Singapore for round 6. Round 7 will be Japan, followed by a Great Britain sprint race for round 8. Round 9 will be USA, followed by Mexico for round 10. Round 11 will be France, and then a sprint race at Brazil for round 12. Abu Dhabi will play host to round 13, and round 14 will be Australia, with us finishing at a sprint race, the 4th one of the season, at Saudi Arabia. So for those of you who've noticed, when there is an F1 race week, we will also be racing at the same track just days later. So in this case, it'll be 2 days after the race, as we race on Tuesdays. And for the other PlayStation 2, which I believe is on Sunday evenings, it'll be like straight after the race. Obviously some of those races might have to be moved though, because we have tracks like USA and Mexico coming up, which will be later races in the day, so it might affect the league. But anyways, we are going back to racing. VR Ken will lead us away for the safety car restart here. Prime Visu's left a massive gap there. I'm not really sure why, but he's closed it back up now, as we now get him back to going racing. It's a good restart for VR Ken. Good restart for Pato. For Prime Visu. Pato's under pressure for Prime Visu already in towards turn 1. Late braking from the Finnish driver. Can he make it around the outside? Moves up into P2. Pato's going to come across in towards turn 2. And yes, he's made the move. Prime Visu. That's a perfect restart for them. Up into P1, P2. Dieter Dykes is retired from the session on track. So second on track retiring. Pato's lost it out turn 3, and all the McLaren drivers' hardware has been undone now. He's going to get swamped by the pack. Here comes the infamous SMG. Could he make a move in towards turn 7? No, he cannot. Has to stick behind. The ghosty cars playing a big role in the safety car restart. These are like lapped cars getting in the way, as Pato, I believe, has damage. He has damage to that left end plate, and now he's down into P15. He'll be so upset with how he is restarted in this race. But it's a dream start for Alfa Romeo, up into P1 and P2, dominated so far on the quicker tyre compound, younger tyres, the Makiek as well, and Verify. So they'll be jumping for joy with how this restart has gone so far. Passion Instant needs to make better use of these mediums, try to get up into the top 3. Infamous SMG's on to P9, as there's 2 cars round at the final corner. Passion Ferretto and Tommy PLR. Not sure if they're 2 separate incidents or they've made contact. Passion Chester into the pit lane and has picked up a 5-second time penalty, so not good for the pole sitter. His race has unraveled very quickly here. But anyways, it is Alexis Weiss in P7 for McLaren. Interestingly, Pato did not box despite his wing damage. And Alexis Weiss has spun, and that is the second McLaren with wing damage. And again, a reset to track. Not sure if that's a penalty here, but Alexis Weiss, unfortunately for him, has lost the whole of his front wing. Dieter Dykes has left the session after retiring on track. Not the best race for him there, and not the best race for Altari, who again have another double DNF. So Franz Tost will not be too happy with that one. But Passion Instant now, he's using all his ERS to try and get close to Verify. Can he make a move down towards Tarzan corner, as the 2 Alfa Romeos trade fastest laps up front? Doesn't look like Passion Instant will get close enough to Verify through the first turn. Can Kisiak possibly make a move on Passion Rockin'? Doesn't look like he can. Aero as well in P10. Oh, Aero is spun out of Tarzan corner, and that could be another safety car here. And yes, it is. Aero unfortunately losing it on traction out of turn 1, and that is the end of his race there. Unfortunate for the Aston Martin driver. He brings out another safety car, and I'm interested to see how the safety car just, I was interested to see how the safety car would go through his car, but his car just ghosted. So thankfully no dumb Codemasters glitch caused by that crash on the pit lane exit. But anyways, this interesting decision now for some of the guys out front. If you box for softs now, you could probably make it to the end, but do you really want to box for softs? And if you box for softs now, you'll get caught up in the pack, and I'm not sure if it's worth the risk. I don't think the Alfa Romeos will take it. I don't think anyone in the top 5 will take that risk. Possibly when infamous SMG downwards, I could definitely see one of them gambling, going for the soft compound tyres if SMG doesn't. So top 7 stay out. Passion Rockin', like I said, he's going to gamble onto the soft compound tyres. Pato will probably come in as well because he already has a damaged wing. Tommy PLR probably as well. Passion Retta on 12 lap old hards, he'll definitely be boxing as well. So a lot of drivers taking the risk. Passion Retta actually stays out, interestingly. So 3 drivers onto the soft compound tyres at the moment. Sorry, make that 4. Tommy PLR, Passion Rockin', Pato, Alexis Beast, all onto the soft compound tyres. Passion Rockin', Passion Instant, Passion Jack, and Adam will get round. Well, I don't think I've seen anything ban worthy from them so far in this race, but maybe we just put in a few claims in the chats. They'll be rightly punished. That's unfortunate, Andreas. Hopefully, not sure who you are on the grid, but if you're still in this race, hopefully you can make a comeback stage of this race, victory or podium. But anyways, so only 4 drivers interestingly going for the soft compound tyres. Alex and Passion Jack at the back have stayed on the hards, but they're not really in the battle anyways. They're both a lap down. Oh, Aero. Oh, okay. It's unfortunate about your spin. Caught it live on stream. But yeah, next week there's plenty of races left to go. Still 13 rounds after this race, so definitely you can make a comeback. As Passion Chester's now into the pit lane, he becomes the 5th driver to go for the soft compound tyre gamble. I'm really surprised Passion Ferretto hasn't, because he's on the hard compound tyres. He's now last of the guys that are not on the soft compound tyres. If you exclude the 2 at the back, who are both lapped down, he's last of the hard compound runners and hard and medium compound runners, and they're 14 laps old. I'm not sure why he wouldn't box, as Adam Matis Clyde is now, unfortunately for him, lagged out of the session. Hopefully he can get back in before the safety car restarts. Bit of overtaking here going on at the back. I'm not really sure what is going on, but it is Pato who's now up into P10. I'm not sure if he was ahead of these guys anyway. No, he was not, because he's just got a 5-second time penalty for overtaking on the safety car. So not really sure what is happening there. I've not looked at the penalty situation all race. So Pato on 8 seconds. That is 5 for that overtaken on the safety car, and then 3 for his Passion Rocking into the pit lane. So I wonder if he picked up wing damage possibly a crash with Pato. Anyways, Pato 3 seconds for extreme track limits as well. Passion Chester on 3 seconds for extreme track limits. So is Ciara, Alex, and Passion Jack at the back. And yeah, Passion Rockin picked up damage, and he's had to come back in for the hard compound tires. So that is not great. Adam Cry is back into the session, and he is hopefully can get back into his car before the safe car restart. So now Pato will be the first car to challenge all those guys in front on the soft compound on the harder compound tires, either on the hards or the mediums. With the pace he showed earlier in the race, I definitely think Pato can secure a podium here. But the problem is he does have a lot of time penalties, so unless that 5 seconds get removed, that could be a big problem, because 8 seconds is really bad. I don't see him pulling out 8 seconds to P3. But Tommy PLR, Alexis Beast, we saw Alexis Beast finish P5 last week at Belgium, so definitely hope here for these guys. Tommy PLR showed some decent pace in Belgium. Passion Chester, of course, the pole sitter from today, so he's going to have some pace on the soft compound tires. So it's going to be a really interesting end to this race for those guys on the soft compound tires. But let's see what they can do as we now go towards the second safety car restart of this race. VR Ken will lead us away once again, but it's a pretty decent restart for Prime Vizu. Verify here is going to be all over the back of Makiek in towards turn 1. Can he make the dive bomb down the inside of the Mercedes? Going to go for it, and Makiek is spinning around. So that's the second Aston Martin that meets that wall. It's now Passion Instant up into P4, Infamous SMG P5, P6 for Tommy PLI, who somehow managed to make it past Pato, and this chaos here with the lap cars. Pato's now back up into P7. Adam Matters cries down in P8. That is AR car. Alexis Beast might have got past Tommy PLR at the safety car restart, and Passion Chester now up into P11. Ciara Alex is back off again at the back, or is that Passion Red? That's Passion Ferretto, sorry. Off again at the back. So that is Ciara Alex. Okay, I thought that was one of the front leaders, but a good restart once again for the two Alfa Romeo boys, who extend their lead at the front. Adam Matters Kai's AI car is now managing to get past everyone else. Now Passion Chester is going to go for a move down the inside of Tommy PLR in towards turn 11. Bit of contact between the two, but Tommy PLR just about hangs on. Passion Chester gives him two love taps on the exit of turn 12, and that is going to lose the Williams car a bit of time. Is now Pato goes to move down the inside of Kissier. Pretty straightforward there for the McLaren driver on the softer compound tyres, so he's making the moves. Can Alexis Beast follow him through? Could Pato possibly pave the way for his teammate to make the moves and make his way up into the top 3 possibly? Because I don't think Pato will be getting top 3 with the penalties he currently has. But anyways, it's still all to play for here. 9 laps here, 9 laps left here in this Dutch Grand Prix. Can he make any inroads into the top 5 here on his last few laps? Alexis Beast as well, purple through sector 1. He has bunches of pace. Tommy PLR, I'm not really sure what happened to him. Maybe he might have picked up damage, or he's just not feeling the pace today, as he's going to be under pressure here for Passion Chester again down towards turn 11. Verify gets past Adam Matters Cry. So after getting spun out by Makiek, he'll be looking to make a comeback trail later on in the race, but there's not many laps left, and he is not on the favourable compound of tyres. Now Alexis Beast getting a bit muty outside of Kissier. No competition there, no real fight put up by the Haas driver. Alexis Beast was always faster as Passion Chester sets the fast lap of the race. He's going to go clean around the outside of Tommy PLR, who's actually, Tommy's lost it on the inside curb, and he now drops down out of the top 10. So Passion Chester is now back up into P9. Alexis Beast is now past the Haas of Kissiet. And now what can these two McLarens and Passion Chester, who's also clearly got the pace, what can they do against the rest of these guys, as Makiek and Infamous SMG are actually putting up a really good result for Mercedes at the moment here in P3 and P5. Infamous SMG's had a really underrated ride, but he's gonna have a bit of trouble from behind him as Pato on the soft compound tires is now within the DRS range of him, and will be looking for the move here down the main straight, as that is a Ferrari off at turn 12. That is, sorry, turn 10. That is Passion rocking. It's fortunate for him, he's lost it. Two Alfa Romeos now have a gap of about 2 seconds to Makiak in P3. So dominant proceeding from the Alfa Romeos at the moment. Patrick Chester with a new fastest lap there in P9. He's definitely got the pace at the moment, and he'll be looking to possibly catch up to all these guys. Passion Instant is going to be all over the back here of Makiak heading in towards turn 7. Can he make the move? No, he can't. Oh, he actually a little half looked down the inside, but fortunately him could not make the move down the inside. But still a few corners to go here for the Mercedes, for the Alpine driver, who could possibly make a move here down the main straight as he now gets DRS of Makiak. He's going to use that ERS, but unfortunately he cannot get close enough to the Mercedes driver's infamous SMG. Now it's going to be all over the back of these two, and will be waiting to pounce if they get a mistake. Unfortunately for Pato, this is the problem now. He's stuck in a DRS train and can't really do anything unless the action kicks off ahead, and infamous SMG is going to go for the move here. He's going to switch it to the inside. Passion Instant tries to defend the inside, but infamous SMG went even more inside. They make contact coming out of turn 1. They're going to be side by side through turn 2 into turn 3, but infamous SMG just has to back out, otherwise they were going to make contact. Passion Jack is out of this session there. He's crashed on the exit of turn 12, and it's another safety car here in this race. And now yeah, a few drivers could be in for the sauce, but I don't think there's much point here with only probably 2 laps of racing action once everyone catches 2 or 3 laps of racing action once everyone catches the safety car pack. I don't think there's much point of anyone coming in, but this will give Pato and Lexus Beast the advantage once again, as they'll be able to warm their tires up quicker than the guys in front of the safety car restart, and they'll be able to have higher temperatures, so possibly get a better restart. We'll have to wait and see how this third safety car plays out. The 2 Alfa Romeos have been untouched though out front, and Prime Vizu is in. Makiak's also in. Passion Instant has stayed out. Pato stayed out. Lexus Beach has obviously stayed out. Why would... Oh dear. Okay. So it's softs obviously for all of these guys that have come in. Double stacking Mercedes for the softs. I don't think there's much point. Like, we're only going to get 2 or 3 laps of racing action. Do these guys really want to be picking onto soft compound tires? I mean, Prime Vizu was a comfortable P2. Could have brought it home for the Alfa Romeo 1-2. But now he's risked the strategy going onto the softs. And he has to overtake Kiziak, which shouldn't be that difficult. Then he has to overtake 2 soft tire runners as well as getting past Passion Instant. I don't know if this will work, but if it does work, a master strategy here from Prime Vizu. And I wonder if maybe the guys who stayed out, Passion Instant, Kissiek, VR Ken, maybe they've made the mistake, and just like Hamilton was swamped at the restart in real race, could they also be the ones swamped at the restart with all the soft tire runners behind them? Could Alfa Romeo have a very similar situation to Mercedes, where one driver boxes for new softs and the other stays out on mediums, and ends off the one that stayed out ends up off the podium? We'll just have to wait and see how this all progresses. Passion Chester over to Adam Mathis AI car, but then back through. So everyone decided to go for new mediums, new softs here, apart from the top 5 who've all stayed out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 15 cars are on the softs, and then 7 out of 13 cars on the lead lap are on the softs. So it's going to be difficult for those that stayed out on the hard compound tires. Kiziak is going to get eaten alive here on those hards, but these guys, I don't know. This is going to be actually a really interesting end to this race here, with the split strategy. Which one of the Alfa Romeos has got it right? Is it going to be Prime Diesel, or will VR Ken hold on for a dominant win here in Netherlands? We'll just have to wait and see. The safety car is in this lap, so VR Ken will lead us away for the 3rd safety car restart of this race. 3rd time he's had to restart in this race. We'll have 4 laps actually of racing action until the end, so DRS should be enabled for the last lap, so that'll be interesting. No more safety cars until the end of this race, hopefully. There shouldn't be another one need to be brought out. And VR Ken has gone. Amazing restart. Alexis Speed has got the jump on his teammate as well. Pato did not react as well as the guys in front. Is Alexis Speed going to go down the inside of his teammate? Yes, he is in towards turn 1. Pato leaves the space, and Alexis Speed is now up into P3. He's going to make the move Passion Insta, but get blocked a bit by the Alpine, who had a tank stopper on the exit, and now before he falls back behind his teammate, Prime Viz is going to try go round the outside of Kiziak, round turn 3. Amazing move by the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo driver, who's now back into P5. It's now Chaos at the back. Verify making his way past Adam Matter's car, AI car, and Alexis Speed, unfortunately for him, looked like he had the better restart of the McLarens and was up into P3 and possibly looking at a P4 position, sorry, P2 position, but unfortunately got blocked off a bit as Makiek defends from infamous SMG, but inadvertently allows Verify. Oh, there's just a lot of lag there for Bash Jester, but inadvertently allows Verify to get down the inside. Makiek moving down the straight to defend from his teammate there, and now the 2 Mercs side by side, and Makiek just gets overtaken by both around the outside of turn 12, and I was going to look for the move back down the inside of Verify at the final corner, which he does make successfully. VR Ken's got this 1.7 out front, so he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Pasha Chester and Tommy PLR have made contact. Both of them are now out of the session here and out of this Dutch Grand Prix. Is now Makiak is going to try to go back around the outside of Verify in towards turn 3. Contact again between Makiak and Verify, and that's actually caught up Passion Ferretto and Passion Rockin in the collision, and that's just unfortunate there for the two passion drivers. And Makiek has made quite a lot of contact with Verify. That's the 2nd time he's spun him out in this race, so I won't be surprised if we see a few angry words in chat from Verify. Prime Visitors making the move round the outside of Lexus Beast is now up into P4. Exactly what the Alfa Romeo driver needs to do. Now he needs to catch up to Passion Instant and make the move on the Alpine as soon as possible. I don't think he'll have enough to catch up to his teammate, but he should have enough to... Oh, Alexis Beast is round. Alexis Beast, it was looking so good for him. Possibly a possibly a P4 finish, but now he's down to P9 and he's lost the whole of his front wing as he's just driven into the wall. Kissiak is Infamous SMG goes side by side through the final corner, but Infamous SMG has made the move. Now Makiak is going to be looking for the move back down the inside of his teammate, possibly. No, he can't, but Kissiak unfortunately gets overtaken by both Mercedes drivers there, so he's now down into P7. Adam Mattis car, who also stayed out, but that's because his car is AI and doesn't know better. But Verify sits in P9 now. After being spun, he has wing damage, but he's sticking it out there. Pasharetto in P10, we also got wing damage, also sticking it out there. Alexis Beast we saw spin and then lose his whole wing. Passion Rocking lost his whole wing. Is that his Prime Vizu going around the outside of turn 10 on Passion Instant? Passion Instant! No! Passion Instant's had a snap of oversteer and gone into Prime Vizu, and Alexis Pieces crashed at turn 3. Prime Vizu has now fallen down to P8, and that's the risk you take when you box for new tyres and you get caught up in the pack. That's the risk. Prime Vizu is now falling down into P8, and what was looking like a certain Alfa Romeo 1-2 for pretty much 30 laps or so of this race is now not. It's now Alfa Romeo 1-8 as it stands, because Prime Vizu unfortunately being caught up in the instant with Passion Instant. Passion Chester's left the session. He clashed with Tommy PLR early on. Infamous SMG unfortunately has left the session, and he was running in P4 and he's lagged out on the final lap, so that's going to give his teammate Makiek P4 possibly, if Makiek can catch up and get past the AI car, which he should be able to do, and then possibly Kisiak could take a top 5 finish away from the Mercedes drivers. Now CR Alex, fair play to him, he stuck it out there and he's managed to get into P10. Not what he would have wanted, of course, coming into this race, but it's still better than nothing. Makiek makes a move up into P4. I don't think Kisiak will have enough to... Oh, no. I don't think Kisiak will have enough to overtake here at the end of the race, but it's VR Ken who's victorious here in the Netherlands. He wins for the first time this season, bringing home Alfa Romeo's first win this season. It's Passion Instant in P2, followed by Makiek in P3, Infamous SMG P4 for Mercedes. Kisiak couldn't get the Mercedes at the line. Crown Pato in P6 for McLaren, and it's Prime Vizu in P7. Adam Mattis-Klei in P8 for Alpine. Verify he will not be happy with how this race ended after getting spun around twice. He finishes in P9. Pasha Ferretto only P10 for the Red Bull driver. Would not be happy with that result, but at least he's gained from where he started. Passion Rocking in P11 for Ferrari, who will be the last car to cross the line, as CR Alex, who finished P12, got lapped. So Passion Rocking crosses the line to finish the race. VR Ken is victorious here in the Netherlands. A fantastic race from the Finnish driver. Once he got out in front, it looked like no one could touch him, and Alfa Romeo should have had a 1-2, but unfortunately Prime Vizu wasn't as fortunate as his teammate and got caught up in the incidents. As we now go to the podium ceremony, a well-deserved win for VR Ken in the Alfa Romeo. He just had so much pace today, and it didn't look like anyone could touch him in the race. Amazing race pace from the Finnish driver, who takes his first win of the season, and possibly the first of many, and he also takes over the championship lead now on 40 points now in the Drivers' Championship, and that is a lead for him, as VR Vogel, who was previously leading, unfortunately retired from this race, and his teammate Prime Vizu, who finished ahead of him in the previous race, unfortunately only finished P8 today. So Prime Vizu still gains points on VR Vogel, but not enough to overtake him, and he also stays behind his teammate in the championship. Anyways, going through the final race results, it's VR Ken who's victorious here in the Netherlands, starting from P2. A major strategy from the hards and mediums, calm and composed. Passion Instant in P2 for the Alpine team, starting from P13. He'll be very happy with that result. It's Makiek in P3. Provisionally, I expect him to get a few post-race penalties, but still a good race from the Mercedes boys to get P3 and P4. Infamous SMG doing an absolute thunderous drive, coming from P19 to finish in P4. Kisiak managed to hang on for P5 on those
old hard compound tyres, so fair play to him. Pato could only manage P6, his penalties cost him the positions in the end. Prime Visual jumped up to P7 at the line, Adam Matis Cry in P9, Verify and Passion Ferretto round out the point scorers, and then Passion Rockin and Ciara Alex in P11 and 12, and then the rest all DNF from this race. Alexis Beast, Tommy PLR, Passion Chester, Passion Jack, Aero, DTI Dykes, VR Vogel and Rogue Flash unfortunately did not make the line in tonight's race. But anyways, I've been EVG F1 Love streaming round 2 of the PlayStation Euro Series, and I hope you have enjoyed the stream, and I hope you join me next week for the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, which will be a very interesting Grand Prix. So I can't wait to see you all there, and I hope you enjoy your weeks, and I'll see you next Tuesday at 7:30 once again.